Hi everyone, I hope you well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into RSR. Once again, thank you for your support. I used to cover RSR quite a lot. I've had a hell of a lot of requests for this in the Discord as well. So I'll just do a quick little update for you. At the minute on the weekly, looking really, really strong. You got back above the 20, which is really, really good. You need to be above that to be in an uptrend, okay? So here, obviously you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green weeks. So do expect some kind of red week, just here when we broke out of this previous correction, just in the Corona dump last year. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks before we actually had some kind of pullback. I'm not saying that we can't continue here, but there is a bit of a correction in the hair come September. Okay, September. If you look at the historical data for any crypto, not necessarily here. We did have a correction here. If you look 1st September, we dumped, didn't we? Into September, we had a bit of a correction here for RSR. So if you look at the historical data for Bitcoin and total market cap, and a lot of the cryptos that have been around multi-year, they do tend to correct in September. So to anticipate that we could be running to a level of resistance relatively soon for RSR and coming back to a key level support. So one of those key level support straight off the bat you do need to see held for this uptrend to continue for RSR. It's obviously the last resort is this 55, and that currently sits at 0.0377 on the weekly time frame here. That's a 55 EMA. You can see what happened there again. This is what I say to you about an EMA retest. If you've been following the channel for a very long time, you come up, come down to the 55, come up, come down, you actually wick down. Okay, really nasty correction for RSR. It's a whopping correction, but in doing so you drag the EMAs down and you've created a slingshot where you've rejected the bearish cross. Because if you'd have got the bearish cross just there, okay, what you would have done, you would have come up, you would have hit your head on a bearish cross and continued, because that confirms a massive downtrend. Okay, when you get a bearish cross, death cross, basically, you come up into it, you reject and you continue. So at the minute RSR looks relatively bullish. Okay, you're retracing at the moment. You are above key levels of resistance. So what I'm going to do is drop the fibs in right now and you can see where you're retracing to. So yeah, you're pretty much at your head on the 0618 at the moment. You are above key levels of resistance. You got back above the 236, the 382, the 050, and right now you kind of run into the 0618. So if you do have a little bit more upside here, do target a little pullback here for RSR. Coming back to a key level support. I'm just going to look at it on the daily time frame to see how we're looking. So yeah, it looks okay. There's some kind of horizontal on the go here for RSI. You can see on the daily. We take a look on the 4 hourly, it might look a bit better. Yeah, there is some kind of horizontal. Yeah, it's not necessarily a rising wedge. You have got some kind of horizontal that you're adhering to at the moment. So technically, you could start to form some kind of rising wedge here for RSR. You see this, and with that, if you do something like this, well, do that, you technically come back down to where you created the wedge. Do you see that? So that would actually bring you back down to the 050 to retest the support once you're at the 0618. So let's look at that for a correction. So say we did start to come up right now for RSR, did something like this, hit our head on the 0618 golden ratio, we start to reject at that point, have a little correction down to this level here. So that would be a correction from that point just there of around about 20%, and that could be the correction that we're looking at in September. Again, not financial advice, but you can see, this is what happens. It does it in waveforms. Look, you come up there and you had another 20% correction, so you ran into a level of resistance and roll back to a key level support. So to anticipate that this is a potential scenario right now, you're looking at more appreciation. Okay, you are looking at more appreciation, but on the 4 hourly, you could potentially form some kind of rising wedge here. Like this, look, you start to get tighter, run into 618 towards the end of August, roll back to the 050. So your technical targets, this is a potential play. It doesn't mean it has to happen. If we don't get that correction, you're looking at continuation. If you do start to break the 0618 at this particular price prediction price here, let's move this along down here so we can get the right nominal points for you. So if you do start to see RSR come up and it fails to get above the golden ratio at 0.056930, then do expect a level of rejection and come back. And this is an area where you could put some lovely little cheeky bids in, and this would actually coincide with a little September dump that we're anticipating here for crypto. Again, just because we're anticipating it's happened multiple years, it's happened in September for the last 4 years, does not necessarily mean it will happen. But you might get lucky here and you might get some cheeky little bids down here on the 050 at 0.044910986. Because if we take another look at the daily time frame here, you have broken out of a key level resistance. Let me show you some of the targets. Okay, so Right, if we continue to appreciate here, because you're in a buy and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid on the daily, look at that, boom, boom, you fell into it as support, you're looking at continuation. Obviously, you're going to run to resistance, come back to support, resistance, support, you know how it works, okay? So providing you can hold support and get continuation, you are looking at a price prediction here. From this point right now, you are looking at price appreciation of around about 708% up to 42 cents for RSR in this bull run, providing we can break this high. It's all about breaking this high just there. If we break this high for RSI, there's a beautiful long op here, okay, for our RSR of around about 245%. So if you're sitting on the wings and you're looking for an optimal trade opportunity here for RSR, wait for the break of 0122, the all-time high just there. With that, you're looking at an extension, fib extension up to the 1618, and that's a 42 cents in this bull run before. I would imagine you hit a level of resistance, retrace for continuation, because it's exactly what you're doing right now. You're retracing. You've broken out of a W bottom just there. Look where it is. It's on the 236. So you conform into the fibs like a boss. Look, you come up, you hit the 0382. What did you do? You fell back into the EMAs as support. You broke them by holding support. Through that, you've hit the 050. What did you do? You came back to the 0382 as support and the EMAs as well. So you're looking at a very similar scenario here on the daily time frame. Look at this. You're running into the 0618, the golden ratio, potentially falling back to the 050 support where the 20 is going to be. Do you see that? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Beautiful. So as long as you can continue to do that, you're looking at retracing, okay, breaking these levels of resistance, coming back up to this all-time high, breaking that, and you're looking at continuation here for RSR. But it's going to be bumpy. So right now, the technical target off this W double bottom right here, I think you've already met it. Obviously, you can see you've already met it. So, yeah, I mean, if you do see these patterns in the future, and you can see also equally right there, you run into resistance just there. Now, you're actually breaking that at the moment. Let's get rid of this. I'll show you. So that's what you always do. Look to the left in your charts, okay? Let me leave that rising wedge in for you. So always look to the left, and you'll see key levels of resistance. You know, so look, you run into this level of resistance right there, and you're failing to close above that level of resistance at the moment. Now look at that capitulation candle, okay? Look at that candle, because as quickly as you come down, you can actually come back up. And that's what I always tell people. You know, people disillusion, you fall so quickly, you can actually pump so quickly because there's no levels of support and resistance on the way down. You know, and that's why you fall so quickly, and that's why you rise so quickly. So do anticipate that if you do start to break that level there at 0511 and start to close above it, which you are above it right now on the daily, you are actually above that, and you can see you pumping a little bit. You are looking at a little upside here to the 0618 at 0569,307 for RSR. So yeah, it's looking relatively good, isn't it? You've already carried out a W double bottom. That's pattern's complete. You're moving through the fibs, you're holding up support, you're looking at continuation. Now this is a rock solid level of support down here. Obviously this is your local low. You lose that, you'll enter in a bear market for RSR, and I'm going to give you your technical target. If you do enter the bear market here, you do usually look at around about 95% correction for altcoins. So this would actually bring you back down to this sort of level here. Roughly down there. So that's your bear market target. If you ever see this support lost at 0.0163, if you start to see that lost, that's your technical bear market bottom. Okay, but I don't anticipate that. We're looking strong, we're looking good, we're looking good for continuation, but you will have corrections along the way, and that is completely and utterly normal here. Okay, so yeah, you're retracing, break these levels of resistance, you're looking at a lovely price prediction up here of around about 42 cents for RSR in continuation of the bull. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong. You've got your levels of resistance and you've got your levels of support for RSR. Take care everyone. Bye bye.